Would you say religion is a bad thing?
Nah, I'm not gonna say religion is a bad thing. Some people use it to it's just like having a gun, a loaded gun, right? Just because you got a gun and if you using it for bad intentions, bad things are gonna happen. You know, so just because you got a religion, you can use it for bad things, and bad things will happen. You got a lot of extremists, you know, who believe, oh, whatever their divine is, that's the only way that everybody should be. And it's just like, nah, man. Everybody don't rock like that. So they want to hurt or harm somebody because they don't believe the same things you believe. And so that's a bad thing. But overall, I'm going to say no, because if you look at throughout the world, the people who are practicing religion, they're doing it the right way. Like, they're not harming people. They're setting good examples for their families. They're working, you know, they're providing, you know, and that's what it's about. It's not necessarily about, oh, I hope that I die so I can have, you know, 40 acres and a mule when I get to heaven.
Right.
But it's just about having a belief in something that's stronger than you and hoping that, you know, positive things will come your way.
So you served in Uncle Sam's, huh?
Man, Uncle Sam, Obama was my mama.
So you served time in the military?
Yeah, for 4 years.
Okay.
I was in the Navy. I felt like
overall, but okay, going that overall, how was the military experience for you?
It was a job. That's all, man. That's all. It's more than a 9 to 5. But at the end of the day, it's a job. It's not even a service. People say thank you for your service. You just gotta salute the ones who lost their lives while they wore the uniform. Like, that's who I salute to. No matter what color you are. You know what I mean? Because you died believing in something else, and that might not have been factual, like what you died for. And so, because you gave the ultimate sacrifice. So salute to those people who may have lost someone. My homeboy, he died. He was 21 years old. And I got his thing on my dog. Yeah, it's just a job, man. At the end of the day, it's just a job.
Okay, I dig that. And I think that is true. Damn, I forgot what you just said. But yeah, I think that is true. It's just a job. And so thank you for your service quote. Because I used to work for a military organization, as you know.
Yeah.
And let me phrase that correctly before somebody see this footage and like, oh, yes. I worked for an organization that gave services and resources to veterans of all eras, and I was able to speak to a lot of pre-Gulf War veterans, but post World War II veterans, and a lot of good game, a lot of brothers.
Right.
So with that, and I learned just to thank you for your service quote. Everybody don't like that.
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted to ask. That's why we used to tell them. So how do you feel about people thanking you for your service?
I feel like they're doing what they believe is right, you know, and they don't mean any harm by it, you know. They want to show you respect, and so the respect is understood, but at the same time, like I say, it's not a service; it's more of a job. You know what I'm saying? We're told what to do, where to go, what to eat, when to eat, how fast, when to get back. A service is if I call you and I'll be like, or you know, a counseling service, you know what I mean, or something like that. But the military in general, it's a job, man.
Okay. How was your time? Were you on a boat? Were you on land? Were you in an office?
I was on the ship, man. A warship, an aircraft carrier. We're a floating airport, basically. One of the most dangerous places you could be in the world is on a floating airport.
Why is that?
Because first of all, you're in the middle of the ocean, and you got these planes coming in as fast as they're allowed to come in, or whatever. And it's just dangerous being around all the jets and everything like that, all the wires that can snap and all this. Like, it's just a dangerous place. I worked actually in the hangar bay. But even with that, like, everything is so meticulous to whereas one little scratch on the airplane, you got to write up reports, and all kind of stuff because we were moving airplanes around in the hangar bay, parking them, getting them ready to go to the flight deck.
Wow.
And so once I almost fell off the ship actually on the elevator. I think it was L3, I believe it was, and it was raining one night. We was working night check. At that time, my job was to stand on. I was a chalk and chainer, for those of you who may know. So I was on the side of the airplane, and it's on the elevator. So the elevator came down. The airplane is there. We go in, we unchain it, and so now we got to get the airplane off the elevator into the hangar bay.
Wow. And
so I'm on the side. On the side, it's just me in the water, basically. And so the floor was wet. They started moving the plane started sliding. It started sliding my way. And so we got the little whistles, we blew the whistles, we threw our chalks, whoop, whoop. I stood up after I did my little job on the side to stop the plane. I looked down, it's 6 inches between me and the water.
Wow.
I was like, hey, to the director who was directing the little movement, we gotta get this moved like ASAP. And so we was able to get it out of there safely. I'm still here. I didn't fall overboard, so it's a job, man.
Okay, it's a serious job.
The first 2 years of our marriage, I only seen my wife for like 3 months.
Wow.
Because I was going out to sea. And so I done been all over the world, man. I done been to Dubai 3 times, Bahrain, Thailand, Turkey, Singapore, and then here in the States, Hawaii, Florida, Chicago. But yeah, man, that's all because of the military.
Okay, shout out to you. I guess the real question, as a black man, should black people go in the military? Or what was your experience well, first with that?
Well, man, like I say, you already got to have a good mindset and you got to be a good individual before you even sign up. If you got problems, issues before, don't go. Don't do it. Because if you get in trouble in the military, when you get back, it's basically a wrap for you. As far as finding job, employment, housing, you lose all your benefits. So if you know you got a smoking problem, if you know you got a drinking problem, and you can't fight those demons, then don't do it. Because when you get in the military, if you got a sex problem, I can't tell you how many times I've seen people cheat on their wives. But
I think these are some of the things, because you're hitting on some things that when I was working at that org, we was looking at, that's how I even know like a DD-214. That's how I even know that lingo, because I had to learn it.
Right.
And just talking to them, and you looking at some of them, and it's like, damn, they really got you for life with a dishonorable discharge.
Right.
Or, I think it's like not a general discharge.
Other than dishonorable, or general under dishonorable circumstances and all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you got,
he got into an issue on base, and he said it was like 16 years ago, and he told me that basically he got drug out somewhere in the middle of nowhere, and some people like beat him, and then just they left him. So when he told on, I guess, the sergeant or whoever, he just got escorted off base one night, and it was like, all right, you can go. And he said even till this day, his benefit, they changed something in the computer so they can't find him. And I was like, are you serious? He had his own DD-214. There was no record in the VA system. They said that, I guess, somebody else is using his benefits. And I was just like, yo, this is crazy. Yeah. So he's been working for it for a while. So those things happen.
Not to my own horn, but I was already a decent human being. You know, I didn't smoke, I didn't drink, none of that stuff. Like, so a lot of people got other issues. And then the system, like, that's like self-inflicted stuff, right? But let's talk about the dude who you was talking about. That's something that he didn't do. That's something they did to him. And that happens too. Like, it's so if you keep your head down, do your job, try not to be seen so much, and get through your contract and get out. Do your foe and get out. Because the same benefits they get for 20 years, you're going to get the same benefits if you play the game right, baby.
Okay. I'm glad to hear that. You're dropping wisdom. Because I wouldn't, me personally, I wouldn't go. I almost went, as you know, I was going to go, like around the time you went. But I balked. But the $20,000 did sound good. That's the main question. How was your experience as a black man in the military? Did you see racism? Did you experience racism?
Man. Yeah.
Okay. Talk about that, please.
And so, and the cold part about all this is this happened more towards the end of my enlistment.
Mm-hmm.
And so I ended up going on restriction, which means I couldn't leave the boat. Mind you, we not out at sea, we at home. And so I couldn't leave the boat for 30 days, and my wife was at home. We didn't have kids then, but anyway, so boom. And so we out. I mean, so I ended up getting in trouble during like my last 3 months in the military because Wanzugu.
Oh yeah, Wazungu.
Wazungu.
Yeah. Call him that.
Wanzugu did something that it wasn't even necessary to do. So I woke up late for a workout. And so, okay, and hold on. I woke up late for a workout, and he went to go tell the chief. And the chief was like, "Oh, Williams is late again." Da 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 da. And then that got me a whole write-up, which led to me going to captain's mast, which led to me going on restriction. Something that could have been prevented from, if it was one of us, they'd have been like, "Yo, Will, get up, let's go. Right. You late." Okay, boom. I got up, I'm ready, we going to work out. But because this dude felt like, you know, he was a higher rank than me, that
it was a white guy?
Yeah, it was a white guy.
Okay.
He was a white guy, man.
Okay.
He was higher ranked than me. He felt like he had some, you know, more authority. So he just gonna, you know, drop the dime. And, you know, and not just him though. Even the chain of command that we was working for at the time, I wasn't with my division. I was working temporary duty somewhere else with a different division. And so the head of that division was a Filipino a Filipino guy. And I talked to a chief warrant officer who was a brother, and he said, "Yo, Will, that Filipino master chief you got over there," he said he always be looking for reasons to get us in trouble,
Okay.
And so it happens, like, you will see it.
Word.